Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica if you are new here. I'm kind of diving into the world of commentary, so let's just hop right into this and see how it goes. Okay, so my hope is that every time I look at my phone, I'm going to be showing you my screen. Okay, so if you would have saw my first video I posted today, I posted a short. Well, actually this is going to be, hopefully I got this up tomorrow, so this will be when you're watching yesterday. The short that I posted about Ruby Frankie, I don't know how to say her name, getting arrested. And then I posted an update video and that is talking about the arrest timeline. If you want to watch that video, it just says update 8 passengers timeline arrest. I can link so you can see what it looks like, but it is filmed not in landscape but like horizontal because I filmed it on TikTok and just wanted to get it up, because it was like a fresh story. But then now that we have more information, I wanted to do just a better long form style video. There are a few things I want to talk about. A lot you probably would have already seen on other commentary channels. Not that I'm a full commentary channel, but I'm diving into this world. Okay, so the first thing I want to cover is Ruby and Jody, their charges. So if you're not aware, Ruby is the mother of the family channel. Her and her husband are going through divorce and have started the divorce process. It is suspected that started in July. Yes, I know a lot of people say there were years of abuse. I did not follow them ever. I only ever followed Ellie and Jared here on YouTube. And knowing that was Ellie's sister really triggered me to want to talk about this because I loved watching them. Like starting 2017 is when I watched them and I was like trying to conceive and they were sharing about their journey. And knowing now that she is the sibling of this sister is like triggering for me in a way because I think what the hell was going on and what was missed, The thing I want to cover most in this video is talking about the charges and then just kind of my thoughts surrounding the shared Instagram post that was put up by the sisters. I think 2 of the sisters at least. I know 3 people were tagged in the original post, so I don't know if they tagged Ruby in it, but that wouldn't really make sense. Okay, so Ruby and Jody were allegedly charged with aggravated child abuse, intentionally or knowingly. So they are being held right now. They do not have a bond. So if you click on this thing, I'll put it on the screen here, but they are being held. And if you were to click on it to see, like on this website, I'll also link the website in the description box, but it says that there is no payments made, no payment required amount $0, which means they're held on a bond. And the reason why this is able to happen is because of the charges that they have are actually felonies. So the charges that they have is a 2nd-degree felony because they had substantial enough proof and evidence right in that moment to charge them with that. So with that charge, there is a minimum sentence of 1 to 15 years or to a max of 15, and also a fine of up to $10,000. So this is from like the initial information. So a lot of people are saying that both parents abused their children for many years. And while that could be correct, right now the charges are from the immediate danger. So when their son, Russell, that's who it's being said, who climbed out the window and then went to the neighbor's house, they are being charged with the crime that happened right then. So there is obvious malnourishment and physical harm. So they had the evidence right then, and obviously from going to the house, if they were able to get a search warrant already, I have no idea. I have not looked into that part. I've not seen anything about that. It's from the initial charges, right? Of probably seeing the house. Maybe they went and then seeing the state of at least 2 of the children because they only have 2 counts, right? So there's only 2 children there at the time. It's going to take some time. They're going to unravel this and really do a full investigation to find out the years of abuse, which is why one of the children who left the house, I can't remember her name, I'll put it on the screen, but she is asking for evidence and proof of when her mom was in this business or doing this business with her business partner, Jody. And so she's wanting evidence to build against that because they already have enough of the 8 passengers information. So they want to prove that when Jody was there, this is my suspicion. So everything I'm mentioning in this video is pure assumption. It is not fact. It is all alleged and it's all my opinion. It does not make it fact. I'm just simply discussing something in a commentary style to give just my take on the situation. So yes, so she's looking for that information because they need to build like a bigger case involving Jody is my personal suspicion. They are being held at the 5th, at least I think it is. It's at the 5th At the 5th judicial, why is it such a hard word? Judicial, I can't talk. District courthouse. So there's a jail cell there. I don't know if they're at a prison or if they're there, but that's where it says like the booking or whatever is on the charges on that website that I'm linking below. So I checked the hours of it, and today they closed at 5 o'clock. Utah has the same time zone as I'm a mountain time. So it's 6:43 as of recording this on Thursday, August 31st. So they have 48 hours from charges laid, 48 to 72 hours from charges laid in order to then be before a judge and get their like definitive charges, right? So as of right now, we don't know. It is suspected that they haven't received the charges yet. So tomorrow will be 48 hours by the evening. If we don't hear anything by Friday at 5 when the courthouse closes, then we're not going to hear anything until at least Tuesday, because it is a long weekend in Canada and the United States. I just say Canada because like that's where I'm from. That's where I am at right now. But in America as well. So then they would be stuck at that jailhouse or wherever, not the like actual prison, until Tuesday, because they have to be before a judge. But with stat holidays, that like counts towards it, if that makes sense. So it could be quite a while till we actually find out more information. I will definitely share my take on it as well when the time comes. Okay, and even though I kind of mentioned it before that I didn't know much about 8 passengers prior to finding out all this craziness, is that I don't know about all the abuse. I did hear about it like randomly on YouTube sometimes, but they're going to have to build a case. You can't just like charge them for all the years of abuse. So we're going to see that in the coming weeks and months, however long it takes for this whole hearing and everything to happen. So it's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens. And eventually even like the dash cam footage and all that kind of stuff will come out. I think we shouldn't jump on seeing it visually. I hope just audio comes out, but you just never know. Because who wants to see a malnourished child, right? What I talked about in my previous video, if you watch it, is that you hear about a child being malnourished and you're kind of like malnourished. You don't like push it off like it's not serious, but you hear malnourished, and like for me, I have a baby. So I would think of, I said this in my video, that I would think of malnourished of like, you get malnourished after like a couple days or maximum a couple weeks not eating. With my baby, it'd be a couple days that she'd get malnourished because they only rely on milk, and then they have a high metabolism. But I looked it up, and it says that, I know it can vary per child, but malnourishment can take 3 to 6 months. So the reason for this particular charge, if Kevin is in fact getting charged, because there's no evidence out there right now for that, but there was a Reddit post, which I can also, I'll have the screenshot somewhere here of the Reddit post that said that Kevin was also charged. My suspicion on why he was also charged, if this is true, it's alleged right now. If it was actually true, then that is because he moved out, as I was saying earlier, he moved out in July, which if malnourishment takes like 3 to 6 months, then he would be liable as well for the child like neglect, right? Without having to say the A word. So it's quite interesting to me in terms of like, okay, we're going to see what's really rolling out. And if he actually was arrested, I don't know where this person got the proof from. I didn't read the whole Reddit post because like, I just didn't. But yeah, we'll see what comes up in the coming like months or days or whatever. It'll be interesting to see the charges. I wanted to talk about the relationship with Jody to Ruby. So me and my husband, we watched the Dad Challenge podcast. My husband was saying that Josh was talking about something in regards to Jody. I can't remember specifically what he said, but I was like, oh my gosh, that was the feeling I got. So when I heard this whole story this morning and I was like learning about stuff, like not the details about like the arrest and stuff, but just like knowing that she was like in a cult or whatever, you know, it gave me the feeling of Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, right? Is that his last name? Anyone else? Seriously, comment below. Did you also get the feelings of that? It's obviously very obvious the connection on why, because they were all LDS members. So that like would make sense why it would give similar vibes, but also because she was believed to be in a cult. They said she was in a cult. Not saying LDS is a cult. What I'm saying is maybe like people within it make it seem like a cult, because I don't know I know a lot about LDS. I did take a world religions class in college, but so I have respect for all religions because I've learned that they all believe similar things, and I just have general respect for all religions. That it gave similar vibes, you know, meeting someone who's kind of rescuing you from like a pit of your life, and then you cling to them because when you're like in a bad relationship, you get out and you probably shouldn't date for a while. You should probably heal. And then if you don't heal, someone's going to come in, they're going to be like a knight in shining armor, so you're going to cling to them, and it's going to be an unhealthy clinging. It's going to be like a codependent relationship because you're clinging to them because you're meeting them in your deepest, darkest pits versus meeting them when you're a whole person, right? You should be a whole person when you get into a relationship, ideally. So it gave me those thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And then hearing about Jody, it's so weird, like Lori, Jody, like these names are just like so combined. So as it's come out already, Jody has a business, connections with an ex, and she is a porn therapist. So she actually got her license taken away in 2012 for 18 months in January for divulging information to someone else about a patient. Isn't that so messed up? Like that should show her character and who she is right there. And then she hired on Ruby, and they were like a relationship. It was kind of like suspected. This is the thing. Now it's coming back to me. This is the thing my husband said, that Josh from Dad Challenge podcast, he thinks that they maybe were like in a sexual relationship, which would make a lot of sense because then it gives that Lori and Chad vibes, right? So weird. So then it's like, thank God that Russell rescued himself and climbed out of the window, because he could have been the next JJ and Ty. What are the names again? JJ and I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember her name, but that they would be the next, like that wouldn't be good, obviously, but I sound so like I sound like heightened in my inflection because I'm remembering now my thoughts in terms of like, this is crazy. Like these kids rescued themselves, well, Russell rescued them. We don't know how many kids were actually there other than, yes, there was 2 of them. In the long term, even if those kids were like away at someone's house, they were rescued, And the thing I've been seeing people get wrong as well is they're saying that it was Jody's house. And from what I read, it is not Jody's house. When Kevin moved out, Jody moved into their family home. So that is really messed up and so weird, but it is in fact Ruby's home is what I have come to learn. Anyways, so it's just quite interesting, that connection and what story this could have been. Thank the Lord, thank the universe that it is not a unaliving type of story, but it is not that they weren't near unalivement, because what they're going to have to recover from in their bodies may take a long time. But yeah, so it's just crazy that it could have gone down that route. And in this video, my last thing I wanted to mention, which trigger warning to anybody watching, this is going to be controversial, okay? So I am not saying that 100% these people are at fault, okay? But to me, it's fucked up, put out my words there about this. Okay, I'm going to put it on the screen and I will also read it. I just have to go to Instagram to get the original post so that nothing is altered in any way and I get the original thing. Okay, so this was posted on Instagram. It was posted by Ellie, Julie, and Bonnie. I think I've seen Julie a little bit. This is what the post says. For the last 3 years, we have kept quiet on the subject of our sister Ruby Frankie, or Frank, however you say it, for the sake of her children. I gotta stop there. For the sake of her children. You don't sit quiet for the sake of her children. This is coming from someone. I grew up in a shitty upbringing. I had wonderful aunts and uncles who helped take care of me and my grandparents, but it was not a great upbringing, okay? Without them stepping in and basically forcing their hand, I don't know where I'd be. So seeing this about they kept quiet, I would be livid if someone kept quiet when I am just a meek child. You know what I'm saying? This would be awful, okay? Awful, awful, awful. And I get maybe they stayed quiet, maybe they're talking about their platforms, but in my mind, I think if you're a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers and hundreds of thousands of people following you on Instagram, and your sister's not like heeding your words, taking them, trying to better her life, trying to change things, wouldn't you use your platform to help your nieces and nephews, to draw awareness to it, to hopefully get them help and get them in a better situation living with you? Wouldn't you just like really press on? That's what I would do if I had 1 million subscribers and my sister was like that with her kids. I would freaking use my platform to say crap. And like, I would try everything in my power to freaking get those children. I had, like I said, aunts take us in. I had one of my aunts take my brother in, just like forced her hand basically. I believe CPS was involved, So that it's hard for me to feel sympathy for adults, okay? Children are number one. They have rely on adults to speak up for them. They rely on adults to be their voice, to be their safe place, to be their comfort, to raise them up, to provide them love. And they kept quiet for the sake of the children. I call bullshit. Okay? I call bullshit. I do not, this is wrong to me. And I know that more information come out and maybe it can prove my assumptions, my opinions wrong, which I hope that happens. I hope it happens. I truly do hope that happens. Continuing. Behind this public scene, we have done everything we could to try to make sure the kids were safe. Okay, I say F that because I know people that claim to have helped a certain person who have tried the very hardest and it's a lie. Okay? I know people who have done multiple situations like that, who have claimed to, they even like to post publicly online, like, I've done this to help this person, blah, blah. And then I know the truth behind the scenes that that's not true for people that I know. Okay? So I call bullshit just from personal experience. Because you're going to come out on the internet to act like you're some hero when you know behind the scenes it's not true. It's not true. I don't believe it. I need evidence, okay? I need evidence, conversations, record to CPS and the police that you tried everything in your power because I don't believe it. And it doesn't matter what I think, right? But I'm just giving my opinion. We wouldn't feel right about moving forward with regular content without addressing the most recent events. You know, they have to say that. That's a PR thing. They have to say that because if they were to continue on with the regular things, then people would be calling them out. They would lose brand sponsorships. They would lose, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands. They have to do this. This is a PR thing. This part right here is a PR thing. Once we do, we will not be commenting on it any further because they have to say something because it's a PR BS public statement. That is my opinion. PRBS, in my opinion. Ruby was arrested, which needed to happen. Jody was arrested, which needed to happen. The kids are now safe, which are number one priority. Okay, so as of this posting of theirs, they were actually in the care of the government. Maybe they were in the care of Child Family Services just so that they can get like their evaluation, you know, make sure like, you know, a whole physical workup in the hospital. And maybe that would count as being in the care of Child Family Services. I don't know where all the sisters live. I know they must live a distance away because I looked up YouTube videos of like reuniting with my sister, blah, blah, blah. My sister meets my baby from far away, blah, 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 whatever. So maybe that is the case. But if you truly love these children, someone is going to take custody of all the children. Do not separate them. Put them all in the same household. You have over 1 million subscribers on your YouTube channel. You have hundreds of thousands of people following you on Instagram. You have the money. You have the means. Take in the children, okay? I know they have to get their full evaluation and you have to take into account schooling and like, you don't want to ruin like their friendships with their friends and all this stuff. I don't know if they're homeschooled. I have no idea, okay? I assume they would be homeschooled based on everything. Obviously, that's my assumption. I don't know everything because like I said, I am not 8 Passengers #1 fan. I don't know everything. I am hopping on talking about this because this is such a serious thing. It's close to home for me in terms of my upbringing. I was not malnourished or anything like that, not like that. But is close to me in terms of, you know, advocacy. And then also I was a huge fan of Ellie and Jared for a time. Now I'm not. It's like, what the fuck was happening? I call bullshit. I think this is ridiculous. I think more people need to be held accountable. They're just going to easily cop out and blame CPS and the police. But from my understanding, CPS kind of don't back down. Did we all see that story on TikTok about the Bolt fam? They don't back down. They do a full investigation, okay? I get some departments could be corrupt or, you know, not as thorough or whatever, but there has to be more answers. I know this story literally just came out today. We're going to find out more in the coming days, but comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? I'm totally fine with people not agreeing with me. I do not believe that everything I believe is fact. I do not believe that my opinion is number one. I think there is room for all opinions, but I do think that everyone is being, and within reason, I know being lenient and gentle and we're praying for you, blah, 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 to all the sisters. But that's a PR statement in my opinion, okay? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Until you prove me wrong, I don't buy it, okay? So as you see, I got super heated there. Okay, so as more information comes in, I will make videos. I will try to do the best that I can to cover this, the best that I can, stay authentically me.
Or if you can back on a child abuse. Drive where he said a 12-year-old male showed up with tape around his legs Thursday asking for help, said he was afraid asking for police. I've already gave the name of Russell Frankie, unknown date of birth, or he did give us a date of birth, but I'm not showing any Russells and Stillman. I'll keep looking into that. The RP said he left through the porch of the neighbor's house. The male does have duct tape around each ankle. He's not telling the RP why. And said that there's sores around his wrists and ankles. He's becoming, or correction, the RP is becoming emotional regarding the child's health. I'm going to go ahead and have medical stage on this one. The RP said that he left from a neighbor's of Jody Hildebrand in Ivan's 54-year-old female. Not sure if they're related. When asking the RP's parents info, he said his mom is Ruby Frankie, unknown where she lives. 17, I do have a Ruby Frankie spelling with an E on the end of Frankie address out of Springville. Only involvement was a traffic offense a couple days ago. He's also saying that there's 2 of his sisters are back at the home as well.
And I hope that you enjoyed this type of content. I really enjoy talking about things. I'm a talker, as I've said in other videos. And I am starting to share about how I am not for child exploitation or family vlogging. I have tried to be a mom vlogger myself, but it is like literally impossible to vlog your life when you're a mom when you have kids, you know, when you don't want to show them. Like, yes, I have shared before that I have shared about my daughter's syndrome, but I've shared like 2 videos about her, but it's such a rare syndrome, you know, it's just like I feel alone, but it just is what it is. And I have started to think, especially watching Dad Challenge podcasts, is like, what would she want shared about her online? I shared about her first 2 months, but I haven't really shared about anything else because it's not fair to her to have that information out if she doesn't want that out when she's older. Like, I think about certain things. I wouldn't want that for her. She can decide. I have all this video footage. She can decide in the future if she wants to share that, but that doesn't matter. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I am going to be posting my TikTok. I will put my handle here somewhere. I'll link it below, however I can do that, because I'll be posting more of the short form content there. On shorts, you can only do a minute. If it's over a minute, it has to be a regular video, and it doesn't really look that great. So head over to my TikTok. I'm going to be posting as much as I possibly can, and then maybe providing commentary on other topics as well. But yes, so I hope that wherever you are in this world, you are having a great night. I hope that you are doing everything you can to be 1% better every day. So you are 1% better today than you were yesterday, and tomorrow than you were today. So bye, guys. Have a great day.